What's up, guys? So I'm actually going to show you a way for you to not only find a winning product, but a winning business to hopefully not just copy, but to model and to get some ideas flowing, because I'm actually going through this same exact process. I'm starting another business. And one thing that I suggest every new person to do, if you're just starting out, is to model a business that's already has a lot of traction or some traction. And the best way to do that is to see consistent examples over and over and over. So I'm going to be showing you like 3 different websites or 4 different websites where you can actually look and see winning businesses. And I don't see anyone showing this or teaching this. And this is actually what's really helping me. But the first website I want to show you is this exchange marketplace. Basically, this is where you can sell a business or you can buy a business. So people literally come on here, and what's cool is they have to show their legitimate revenue and profits, and it's verified, I think, within Shopify. And basically, some people will actually link to their store that's making money, and some people won't reveal like what is actually making money. But here's one that is. It's a beauty store, and they're actually profiting about 18 grand a month, and they're asking for 100 grand for the entire store. So there's hundreds of these stores, but what you can do is you can actually filter right here. You know, if you want to find only stores that are making 15 grand a month and up, then you could do that. You could even look at business type, whether it's drop shipping or print on demand. And you could literally see and find and just see constant examples of like, this industry is consistently working, or finding an industry that you're familiar with that you can improve upon for like an angle. Now, another thing that I thought was really helpful is actually this website called starterstory.com. So this is a website where they are, I mean, these are people that started a legitimate business, not necessarily drop shipping. So this is actually a more long-term business that, in my opinion, is a lot easier to get going than drop shipping because it's kind of spammy. But you can look at all these stories of simple products, and then you can go to AliExpress and white label the product and test it, and then try to actually build a legitimate brand. So like, for example, this person, this is like I wouldn't model this. This is in the food industry, skincare. That seems really simple. T-shirts, 200 grand a month with t-shirts. That's insane. So you can go through here, and this will help you with inspiration and just getting an idea of like what is actually selling. And what you'll notice is it's not always the products that are so like Shark Tank looking. Like on Shark Tank, it's kind of deceptive because it's all these products that are really crazy and, I don't know, just kind of out of the ordinary, and seems like it would take months and months to create. Whereas you'll notice with this, it's relatively simple. Now, another strategy I want to show you is really cool because I'll just show you right now. But if you are on Facebook and you're getting targeted by some ad agency saying, hey, we will run your ads for your e-commerce store, immediately click on them and look at their company. Usually they will have case studies. So what you can do, for example, this is Client Boost, and what they specialize in is PPC marketing, which is like Google Ads. And what they will do is they will put up case studies of legitimate businesses, and you can go into here. Let's just go right into here. I already opened it. And they will literally tell you and show you how they are marketing, what they are doing, how they are attracting people to this business. And you can just look at case study after case study after case study. Go to a different agency, case study after case study. And what you'll find is patterns. Like, that's kind of the main thing that you want to look for is what are the patterns that are making a business work. And after I show you guys kind of like all of these websites, I'm almost done with the websites, but then I want to show you kind of what to look for when you're searching through these websites. So when you're looking through these case studies, notice like how they're advertising. Now, like I said, these people are mainly in, they do Google Ads, which is, I love Google Ads. So these are really good people to model off of. But you can see kind of what's working. Then you can go to their website. So whoever this person is, Time, I would go to their website. It's a beauty website, and literally see, okay, you know, what's their traffic? you know, is this something I'm actually interested in getting into? And then you kind of have a blueprint of what to model. And I don't know, they might even go into detail of like what wasn't working before. And another thing I want to show you guys is more on the drop shipping side that I'm going to be utilizing. And just let me clarify something. The reason why drop shipping works is because you have the ability to show people like impulsive products, right? And that's good, but the reason why I also don't like that is because it dies really fast. So that's why I was saying, like, don't really go just like the typical drop shipping model where you're just trying to find like a super hot product, scale it, and then it dies, and then you have to find another product. What you should do is maybe if you find a legitimate like business model that you see is like, hey, this looks fun, you can then utilize this drop shipping idea of finding interesting products. Now, I'm on this website called AsSeenOnTVExpress.com. There's different websites, but you want to find things that have been featured on TV, just like this, because anything that's been featured on TV has a unique angle. And if you have a really unique angle, it's a good impulsive buy to help with your ads. So like when you're running ads, you want to have something like as a front end, you want something simple, easy, or cheap, or all three. So you'll notice like up here, if you're looking in health and beauty, you can see that, hey, okay, if I'm running a health and beauty store, what can I have on the front end that can like probably give me, you know, a good amount of money? And then on the back end, I can actually do that legitimate business model that I was looking at for all those case studies. So you can be really creative with this. And so you can literally look and you'll see like, okay, oh, this looks interesting. By the way, everything's on AliExpress. That's what's so interesting. Like you literally go on AliExpress and you could find all of these, especially this. This has been going viral. This is actually really good. You can actually sell these for a lot more. So you know how they're selling it for $19.95? I was thinking to go into this. You can sell these for $37, $47. But anyway, so you can go through here and you can find different things that you may want to model. And what's cool is like all of these things work. All of these things work. It's just how you're going to angle it and how you're going to structure your business model around it. And I'll show you after this. And then the last thing I want to go over, well, almost last thing, is that when you're on Instagram, you want to look at the paid promotions from really big influencers like Kim Kardashian. Like, I'm pretty sure it costs like $1 million to post, or 200 or a $250,000. I mean, it's an insane amount of money. But what's cool is like whoever is posting, or whenever she posts a brand, look and see, like, for example, it's High Smile Teeth. Like you could see like, wow, this business model is working like crazy. And obviously we already know this. I mean, if you've been on Instagram, you've definitely seen these guys. But you can see and be like, okay, well, what are they doing, right? And I'll just take you through my thought process. Oh, it's the wind. But you can see and be like, okay, like how are they making it work where they can pay an influencer, you know, so much money and not really a niched market? Because like, you know, Kim Kardashian, it's not like you're paying someone who's like, oh, hey, I'm a big promoter in vegan products. Like, no, this is like a, you know, celebrity, right? So you'd be like, okay, like what is their business model? And you can tell, like, I'll just tell you, basically this is really impulsive, so that's why it works well with celebrity. But second, they have a subscription, and third, they have a really good back end. So you'll notice if you purchase one of these and then they'll try to get you on subscription, they actually have a back end email that tries to upsell you on like another package that you wouldn't have seen up front. So they have a really good business model. So I want to quickly go over like what should you look for when you are looking through all of these case studies and different businesses, and you know, before you get overwhelmed. Well, the first thing you should look for, and this is where I messed up on, is you want to look for simplicity. You want something that's simple. You do not want to look for something where you're going to have to like manufacture, like for example, like you do not want to have to create something super high-tech creative like this. Like, you do not want to go out and try to manufacture some camera that is going to do something weird and crazy. You want to go with something simple, like a flashlight is simple, but you have a different angle on it, or creams, or If you could find out a way to white label this, like, yeah, I mean, that's actually really easy. I've seen this on AliExpress. But don't go after businesses that seem complex and tough. Sell simple products. And also another thing I would suggest is another S, avoid sizing. Like different sizes of things, because it gets to the point where if you're to, you know, buy all these different t-shirts and all this other stuff, sizing and, you know, different sizes of different things is an absolute headache. So that goes along with keeping it simple. Like that way, because what I really will teach is like funnels. Like you really want to like you really want to funnel them in when you're doing ads. You want to have a really like awesome product. Avoid sizing, avoid like having to wait months on manufacturing something that you don't even know if it'll work. Like there's plenty of businesses, and you can look at case studies that will be like, hey, I sold like this super simple thing and just slapped my label on it, and it took me, you know, no time at all. And then the third thing that you really want to have is you want to have some passion around it. And a lot of people will say like, oh, you have to have passion for what you're doing, and it is true. But the main reason why is because you need to have knowledge around what you're doing. If you don't have any knowledge of this industry, it's going to be really hard for you to make this work or change the angle of a product or create your ad or know like why something isn't working. That's the main reason why you want to that's the main reason why you want to have at least a little bit of passion around the product that you choose, because you need to have the ability to be agile and know why something isn't working. So if you're into beauty, if you're into like something that, you know, is kind of abstract, like I saw someone, this is way out, you know, different criteria, but there was a mom that's like teaching other moms how to start a preschool. And she's literally teaching other people how to start their own preschool, and she's very passionate about it. And now it's a $1 million business. Just teaching others how to do now, of course, that's an info business, but that's just the first thing that came to my mind. But if you have something else where you're passionate about and it's some kind of, you know, different niche, it will work. But you just got to find out your angle, and as long as it's not like, you know, make sure you have some competitors in it. But those three things will kind of get you in the right direction. And then also, one thing that now I look for is, other than simplicity, other than, you know, this kind of goes, both of these go together. Another thing I look for is, can I do different front end offers with it to lead them into my main store? This is a big one I've been really focusing on. Like, does this industry have the potential to have a lot of front-end offers where I can get free customers and then lead them to my main product, whether it's a continuity, whether it's like supplements, like the main product. Like, does this industry have anything on the front end that I can offer that's like a good free plus shipping model where I can get them into here? And if they don't, then that's fine, but you need to figure out different front ends that could be like for a premium model. Hopefully I'm not like losing you guys. But yeah, so anyway, this will get you in the right direction. If you could just like look at case studies and start understanding patterns, patterns is going to help you totally like clear up any confusion. I mean, I think it's funny. The first thing that when I like talk to, whether it's someone starting a new business or they've been at it for a little bit, like the first thing they usually say is like, I want to start an app. Like I want to start some app that's going to change the industry. And I'll tell you right now, I think the app or anything like that is probably the hardest way to go. And it's, you know, you're wasting so much money. And then the second thing, if someone is actually into e-commerce, they end up wanting to make it so complicated and manufacture something that's like never been done before. And if you want to do that, what I would suggest then is going to Kickstarter and literally just looking at like what are people like promoting on there, like what's actually working right now. Like if you have something like that's super crazy, kind of then look at the Kickstarter route. If you want to just kind of like go for a home run, go through Kickstarter and be like, okay, what what is kind of working there? Like what's a new little angle I could do? Like this, you know, this is insane. Like a lot of people obviously really like this, which is, I would have never guessed. Anyway, so this will get you totally closer in the right direction. Don't look for one-off products, look for a really good business model.